Well, I just wanted to give a extraordinarily tiny update on the VTuber model because I got a little extra time to work on it today, and I decided that I was kind of unsatisfied with the way that some of the angles were presenting. So that's fine. Just as of last time, mouth is mapped out as it's going to be for right now, which is cool. Um, we do have some emotive gesturing going on with like sad and angry, um and we'll probably supplement that later on with like expletive marks or sweat marks or something. I don't know, something very small and minor that I'll be able to supplement. But anyways, I really wanted to show the angles. We've been kind of working on the angles of the visor here. It's We'll set our man to happy. So again, this is our uh this is our X movement right here. I just wanted to be very clear. I had to move the I just scroll the bar over. Um, and I've been working on down is what it is. I think the sword helps a lot in this, and that eye pupil location will help out quite a bit. But I think up is looking a lot better in terms of we're conveying a lot of motion with the visor now, which I am happy about. Um, I don't know if it's necessarily going to stay there or if we're going to try to flatten it out, or maybe even deform it a little more so it's a little bit more pointed. Um, but I'm thinking about that while I'm doing the brows, because I'm kind of at that point where I need to be thinking kind of creatively about how we're going to be handling the brows, uh, how cartoony do we want to get here. Is sort of the point that I'm at. And so I could start tucking things in like right now, because I know it's kind of off on the sorry, I just did the eyes on some of our X movement up top. It does kind of look a little funky with it shooting out on the side there, uh, but I'm not 100% set on tucking things in because it's sort of my forward thinking that we're going to be incorporating the brow movement probably into the approximate level of the visor. Um, and I don't know how that's going to play with everything else with just general movement. So I'm trying to temper my expectations, but in my head, it's very like Looney Tunes, um, in terms of the deformer and the visor doing a lot of expressive movement for us. A lot of the emoting coming from the position of the visor, right? How sharply it's in the V, or whether it's like completely like popped up away from his face, or like sunk all the way down, covering his face. I figure that that is going to be doing a lot of the emoting for us, and I'm trying to decide how much I want to play with that because I think you can leave it so that it conforms with a a human face, right? Where brow isn't going to be overlapping eye or something like that. But in my head, creatively, I'm thinking that maybe you do want it to like actually change level and go below. It, it kind of gets at the heart of part of the discussion when creating a VTuber, is like actually like what is it that we're trying to convey? You know, is it just something pretty to look at? Is it suspension of disbelief? Um, I think it's a total style, right? That's why I really like the creators that have a I'm trying to think of his name. Doodly. Doodly has a great 3D model that presents itself as a two-dimensional model. Um, and I find that incredibly fascinating. I wish that I was as skilled as Doodly um, in terms of what we're creating, but this will have to suffice for right now. But I do like that a creator like Doodly will present itself. Sorry, I'm seeing the whole thing here. You're nothing. Um, so I think that's kind of where we're at in terms of like thinking about the creative process and what I'm gonna do with it, or I just kind of wanted to document the progress made. But that I do kind of feel like I'm at sort of a mm, like I need to make some creative choices here, and I know that could create some forks. Um, and you only get a certain amount of free time with the software. Incredibly grateful to Live2D to providing that gratis to creators and people that want to try out the software. I think it's incredibly generous. But it doesn't mean that we gotta exposit or become more haste in making those creative decisions, right? So we're gonna have to roll the dice here eventually, and regardless of which way it falls, um, we're gonna have to make some decisions. So I think he looks great. Otherwise, I mean, I think up and down is looking great. It's a little jarring. Um, so I'm wondering if I need to lower the level or if I need to flatten it out. Um, I'll play with it a little bit more. But I think as it is right now, I think straight on looks great. The sides need some work. The sides need some work for sure. But I need to think about how cartoony, how much Mel Brooks we're going to be channeling into this gentleman. Certainly I've taken a lot of inspiration from all the Mel Brooks cartoons that we watched as kids. So I'm thinking about how would a Looney Tune night look is kind of how I'm thinking. Yeah, he doesn't look too bad. We'll have to work the shadows. The shadow layer is kind of effed a little bit. It may need to be separated out a little bit more, but that's just for my own personal thing. We'll keep it up.